I'm going to talk
Because
a
there
little
was a
bit.
police call. There's got to be a
Listen to
threat.
Henry.
There's got to be something threatening, or weapons, or bloodshed, or something like that.
Yes, you're right, Henry.
For cars and guns and everything.
Yeah,
I don't have it. Whoever has that kind of money, I'll take some.
I'm going to talk in a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, it's on me. You want to say hi?
No, I can't understand how they're...
Here comes George. It's on me. I wanted you to say hi.
Oh, hi.
No, you're not on yet. I got to ask permission.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I don't need to vet myself there. I've vetted myself pretty well.
No, you could just say hi.
No, thank you.
Okay, that's Brother Henry. Look, Henry's a good friend of mine. Hello. So I'm going to walk and do a little bit. We're at the pavilion where Brother Dave is going to be pulling up pretty soon. Look, I wasn't going to do a little video now, but I'm going to do a little one. I'm going to walk around a little bit because Henry doesn't want to be on video.
No, I don't need to be on video.
I've had Henry at my... It's unplanned. It's early for the feeding. It's 11 o'clock, and some of the guys will be showing up soon. And being I'm doing a rollout today. But my friend Henry has been with me to the Bible studies, and he's a very, really intellectual Henry. And I would have had him just so you could see his face. But I've not seen Henry in a long time. And we're good friends. But you know, for about 40 minutes, he gave a critical analysis of the Corpus Christi Police Department. Of course, I didn't. You say, John, you asked him? No. I asked Henry. I said, how come Henry used to go to Timmons, which is the feeding ministry. I'll try and go short. But there was a lady there, and I remember the lady, but every time she saw Henry, she used to call the cops. And I was there a few times. Henry didn't do anything. He didn't harass that woman. But she targeted him for whatever reason. Some people thought she might have been like, Henry used to say, she must be in a cult, John. I don't know the woman's name, but every time she saw Henry, she would call the cops. And what happened was, as I'm talking to Henry, I just brought up, I said, Henry, I haven't seen you in a while. I said, I know you don't go to Timmons, and that set Henry off. And he said, you know, John, he said, that woman, he said, they never told me her name. Each time she sees me, she calls the cops on me. And the cops have come up each time and not arrested Henry, but each time told him he had to leave because that lady didn't want him there. And then Henry went on, worse than me. And he said, John, I'm sitting here by the police station, and he says, the cops, they managed that woman that kept calling the cops on Henry. He said, they managed to get rid of me, though each time she called, she kind of lied about Henry, that he was following her from in town and all. He had a bicycle that I had given him. He said, look, I'm on my bike. But after so many calls by that lady, the cops basically said, you know, you can't be here, and they checked each time. And he was never allowed, and he felt like they were empowered just because that woman kept making accusations. He's stalking me and this and that, and I remember that happening. But then he went on and he said, you know, John, all the property taxes in this city, he says, I'm sitting right now by the police station, which we are. He said, all the money that's going in, and then he went on. He said, we had fights. There are people there's another church that there's a ministry that Henry's a part of that church. He's a member, St. Peter's by the Sea. He said, sometimes there are fights right there. I know some of the people that got in fights. He said, right in the kitchen, we call the cops. They show up 2 hours later, 3 hours later. He said, then they arrest the wrong person, not even the people involved. He said, it's supposed to be, he went off, not in a threatening manner, but he just went off. And he said, and more money in that police station right there. He said, what does it help unless they correct this, John? He said, and all the money that goes into Henry's intelligent, and his criticisms were not unfounded at all, but he's mad. And he said because of a woman that kept complaining that he was stalking her and all, which he wasn't. He said the cops had empowered that woman by basically telling him he can't be up there anymore. Because if she calls on you again, you're going to jail, even though she used it as a little tool. And she did. I wondered if that woman was someone in the occult, to be honest. I don't know her name, and she's from in town. But then he said, I'm sitting in a park, John, and if I'm trying to read, or a lot of times the homeless, he said, but yet they have time to come up to me. Henry don't drink or anything like that. He's a deacon. Henry is a deacon with Church Without Walls, street ministry, Pastor Ray's ministry. And it was just interesting because I didn't say, quote, see myself in Henry. But he was going off, not in a bad way, he didn't curse, but for about 40 minutes I'm sitting there. You heard a little bit of it. But all the critiques he gave were correct. And he said, all the money, John, that taxes pay for the police department, he's asking me, how much do you pay for your house, John? He said, what good does it do if it just goes into something like that? And then I was agreeing. I was trying to calm Henry down. He said, the answer, John, isn't pouring more money into civilian policing. He says that whole department, civilian policing in general, he says, as long as they do it that way, it says it's a lost cause by just raising taxes. And he went on and on. I just found it interesting because I wasn't feeding any of those critiques to Henry at all. And I felt, let me just do a little video. I've not seen Henry in a long time. And we used to have very good fellowships. And he used to go to my little Bible studies. And if I asked him to share some scripture, look, he'd be very knowledgeable. He's done that before. Now, some of the people will be showing up. This is number 2. No big news stories. Today I'll cover a little bit of it. One was, I commented on the shooting in Walmart parking lot last week. They did arrest somebody on that. I added that link already. And the other story was, there was an officer, I think San Antonio, he was a Texas cop. It says he will not face charges for faking his death. That was in the Texas news today. And I wondered what that was about. But basically he told his wife, he was a cop from Texas. He told his wife he was going to kill himself, and then he stashed his vehicle down by the Mexico border and pretended he died, and he was still on the police department. But then he was texting some girl, I guess he was going to fake his death, but he came back to Texas, and this was in our local news as a top story, and he basically kind of admitted that he faked it, and then he had to resign from the police department. So that was just a note of interest. I'll have George say hi. I would like Henry, but look, the critique Henry was given really was right on, and he's had personal experience with some of that. George, say hi.
Hi again.
This is George. That's Diane.
Hello.
You had one of my favorite songs a minute ago on, which was 38 Special.
38, yeah.
I remember that song. Okay, I'm going to end it. It's absolutely early for anybody to show up because they should be rolling in. I got it. You want to, nothing, Henry? You don't want to say hi to our friends? I got it on me. Okay.
I got a slight ear infection. So
Remember Henry went to a lot of my little Bible studies, and sometimes he would share. When we were driving a couple years ago, we were going to Bishop and a lot of different places. So I had Henry in those, and he was helpful. And so today is nice. It's still early. Whether I do any more today, I'm not sure, but let me upload this so you get a little feel for the day. God bless everybody.